One thing that NinjaTrader offers that a lot of other platforms either do offer, but they're either inferior or they don't offer at all, is trade performance. And what you can do is actually you can either run this on your back-tested or optimized strategies, or you can run it on actual trades that you've actually placed. You can select by account here what instruments you want to include and what data feed providers you want to include, and you can generate a performance report of how you've basically how you've traded throughout this entire time. So I generated this report just from the November 1st of 2011 to November 11th of 2011, a short time. I should actually do longer to give you a better idea. Let's go from June 1st. So here we have my market performance or my account performance. And if I go to graphs here, this is where I can get my trade performance. I have all this, which is basically like a statistical output, and I can change the mode from currency to points to percent. I'm going to go back to currency. But I also have these graphs. This basically shows my cumulative profit over the time period. I can change it to my daily net profit, which is going to show not only which days that I placed trades, but also what I made on each day. I can go to monthly net profit, which is going to show it broken down by month, and weekly. And then I have my distribution, which is basically going to show what times of the days that I make the most money, which is great for finding out, when you might not want to trade. Looks like I make most of mine around 11, according to this. I can go to the MAE, and this is the max adverse excursion. And it's hard to tell because there's so many, or I mean, there's so few little dots here. But basically, a green triangle is a profitable trade, and a red triangle is a negative trade. And what you see here is the actual, on the left side is the profit and loss that you made, and on the bottom is the adverse excursion. That's what MAE stands for, max adverse excursion. And adverse excursion is how far the market went against you. So what we have here is basically I made on this one, I made $112, but it went $3,875 against me. Up here, I made $700, but it went $4,100 against me. And you have this all along here, so you can find out some of them are losers and they just lost the whole time. Or you have some profitable ones that never went against you at all, which are great. But this is a good way to choose your stop losses and your profit targets because you can kind of find a section of reds if there are some and isolate those, and you can prevent those from happening. You also have MFE, which is better for profit targets, but this is your maximum favorable excursion. So you can see what trades went really well for you but then ended up being negative. And here I don't have too many that I didn't take full advantage of. I have this one that went $50 in my favor and lost 160. This one, a lot of these here didn't go any in my favor. They just went zero and I lost the entire time. So I'm doing okay there. Then we have the total efficiency of our trading. And currently, you have the little line here, that's where your efficiency averages out to be. So it shows all your trades over a period of time, and it shows your actual efficiency on each trade. And currently, I'm averaging about just a little bit above 25%. If I go to entry efficiency, I can see how well I enter the market. And what that basically means is when I get in a position and is it going to go for me or against me? How much of the move am I getting? And I'm just under 70%. Exit efficiency should be worse because we looked at that max adverse thing and I definitely had some losers and some winners that took a lot of loss beforehand. And so I'm sitting here at a little bit below 60%. And keep in mind you can isolate these by long and short side as well. You may find out that you just want to go long or short according to whatever way you're trading. We have our trade profit and loss. This is just going to plot the profit and loss of each trade. And drawdown is one that's really good to see. You can see exactly how much drawdown you had against your overall account balance. I'm going to go ahead and turn away from this account performance tab and actually backtest a strategy so that we get a lot more data points and you can see a clearer view of what I'm talking about. Alright, let's see the graphs here. And we'll go to drawdown again. And I need to go for a longer time range for you guys to really see. So let's do the first of the year. And we will do to today. And run this back test. And now we have a lot of data points. You can see this drawdown line kind of dip up back and forth and get lower and lower, meaning that overall probably didn't make any money. Yeah, we definitely didn't. 39,000 in the hole. Not a good strategy at this point. But now we can really use this stuff. Monthly net profit. You can see where your net profits were. Were they down? Were they up? You can see your weekly net profit and your daily net profit. And what this really ends up looking good in is when you actually have all these and you basket test all of them. So I can click on the default list and test every single one of these guys. It's going to take a little bit longer, but I can see how they all would have done. I'm going to go back to S&P here so we can go over this some more. Oop, there we go. So I can see here, and I can also, this is a good way to do a stop loss as well. Now this doesn't show your max adverse excursion, it just shows where you ended up on the week, or on the day, I'm sorry. And so you can kind of cut off these ones that stick way too low. And finally we have our distribution here. This is going to show hour of the day. I kind of already went over this, but this is a little different. It shows every hour of the day and where most of our profits are made. And you can go by half hour and day of week as well. You can see here too, I'm going to go back to max adverse excursion. You can see, let me regenerate this real quick. You can see exactly where, when you have more data points, you can kind of see where you can isolate some red and some green and get some really good insights into your strategies. So this has been the trade performance aspect of NinjaTrader 7. If you want to go back, we can talk about different parts of NinjaTrader 7, or we can continue talking about the analysis tools.